YouTube, what up? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos. And if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I know I've said this before, but never in a dedicated video. But today is the day, y'all. I'm going to say this loud enough for the folks in the back. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. All right? It's the best deal in gaming, and in 2025, it's ace. Today, I just want to chat about Game Pass, right? My thoughts on Game Pass, why I think it's the best service in gaming, especially now. And I kind of want to address the haters because there's a lot of hate swirling all around Game Pass, the service in general. And I just wanted to talk about it. So let's get into this video. Let's start off with what Game Pass is. For those of you that might be new to gaming, or maybe you've just been under a rock and you don't know anything about Game Pass in general. Game Pass is a subscription service that literally gives you access to hundreds of games across the dedicated console, right? So when I say dedicated console, I mean Xbox Series X and S, but then also you can play Game Pass games on PC, and there's also cloud gaming. Again, this is a subscription service, right? So you either pay yearly or you pay once a month. But let's just keep that in mind. It's a subscription service, very similar to Netflix. It's the Netflix of games. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about why I feel like this is the best deal in gaming, okay? First off is definitely a big library of games. Once you subscribe to Game Pass, you do have a library of games, a big library of games to choose from. Different genres from like RPGs, shooters, action games, indie games. There's a lot of options there. Day one launch releases, all right? And this is a big one for me. So Xbox Game Studios, along with the studios that they partner with, will launch their games day one on Game Pass. That's huge. That to me, that's monumental. That's a big deal. You don't have to wait. The day that the game is released, if you have Game Pass, you're able to play it. We're at the end of April, right? And this month alone has been stellar for the service. Game Pass has been popping, y'all, this month. Big releases, South of Midnight. I did a dedicated video all about South of Midnight, why it hits differently, and it's honestly my game of the year right now. Okay, so that released day one on Game Pass. Blueprints is a game that came out on Game Pass as well. A lot of people are talking about Blueprints, enjoying it a lot. I haven't had a chance to play it yet just because there's so much going on, but I definitely want to check it out. It looks like it's a puzzle game, which I'm all for. Procedurally generated, a lot of thought is involved. It's a roguelike. It just seems so different. Definitely want to check that out too. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster, which looks amazing. That game looks amazing. It released day one on Game Pass. Another big one that hit Game Pass this month alone, all right, some may say it's the biggest, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I downloaded this. I had a chance to play about an hour and a half of it. And it is fan-freaking-tastic. It looks beautiful. It's an RPG with real-time / turn-based combat. It's great. You know what I'm saying? It is great. Keeps you on your toes. The combat does. I'm enjoying it a lot. Again, I'm early in, but I definitely plan on seeing that game through. Games like Avowed dropped day one on Game Pass. Atomfall. Let's go back to like Hi-Fi Rush. Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name. I think that's the name of it. All those games dropped day one. There's a lot of stuff on Game Pass, guys. And there's still more to come. I know Microsoft hasn't announced everything that's coming to Game Pass this year, but Doom Dark Ages, all right? That's a huge game. A lot of people are excited for it. I enjoy me a good Doom. That's dropping day one on Game Pass. Revenge of the Savage Planet is dropping launch day on Game Pass sometime in May. I think it's early May. But I enjoyed the first game, Journey to the Savage Planet. It was just so much fun. Crazy world, action game, adventure game. It's all the games mixed up in one. Shooter, a little bit of platforming, exploration. I had a lot of fun with that game back in the day. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. That's coming out. That remaster or remake, whatever it is, it's coming out too to Game Pass day one. Discoverability on Game Pass is wild. It's great for trying out a game that you're not quite sure if you're gonna like. I do that all the time. For instance, a big game, Clair Obscure. All right, Expedition 33. I wasn't quite sure if that was going to be my jam, So the fact that it is available on Game Pass, I was able to download it, all right, at no extra cost. And I started playing it and I dig it a lot. So that happens a lot. Sometimes it's the opposite. I might not vibe out with a game, and that's cool. There's no risk in that. The same can even be said about small studios, right? And the discoverability on their end. They're being actually put out there to a wider audience. Think of games like Tunic or Vampire Survivors, right? Didn't really know what that was going to be like. Small gaming studio, and they put out a game that was a total hit, So I think that's great. Discoverability on the service is ace. Now, we all know haters are going to hate, all right? And I'm not somebody that spends a lot of time, even putting my own energy into the hate. But there are some things that I do want to address that people have to say when it comes to this service. And let me just say this straight up. This service is not perfect, okay? It's not perfect. Nothing is. But it's good. It's damn good. So the first thing that people have to say about Game Pass, the haters are going to say that they don't own the games. And I get it. I totally understand. I'm someone that likes to own my games as well. I love physical copies of games. I love it. Let's remember that this is a subscription service, okay? You're subscribing to play the games that are a part of the service, all right? This is like the Netflix of games. I don't know. Are you complaining about the fact that you don't have a physical copy of Black Mirror, like from Netflix? I don't get it. All right. It's really not that deep, y'all. Honestly, it's not. One thing I can say, this is what I do. Like, I'm going to do this for sure. With Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, I dig that game a lot. Like I said, I'm playing it on Game Pass right now. But best believe I will get a physical copy of that game. Now, it kind of sucks because there are some games that don't have physical copies. Like, I would absolutely love a physical copy of South of Midnight. I love that game to pieces. I want to have it physically. I want to support that game as much as I possibly can. But there's just no game for me to buy. Haters also say that they don't care about Game Pass. It's a terrible service because games get removed. And they're right about that. Games do get removed. But again, this is a subscription service. It happens. It happens on Netflix sometimes. It happens on Hulu. And to be quite real with you, they give you ample time. All right? They let you know that this game is going to be removed. And at that time, you can either finish the game out. If you don't dig it, don't play it anymore. But if you like the game, they give you the option to pay for the game. You can download the game if you want to at a cheaper cost, I believe, because you're a part of Game Pass, you're a subscriber. Game Pass hasn't always been awesome. I'll be the first one to tell you guys that, it hasn't. There's been months where like nothing interesting dropped in the past, but it looks like this year, 2025, Microsoft has put in the work. They're doing what needs to be done for more people to play games on this service. And I think that's awesome. People are so stuck on, exclusives, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. And while I totally agree, Xbox, Microsoft doesn't have all of the exclusives. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they're looking at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more than that to them. Just acquiring these different companies and having this subscription service just might be more beneficial than having a game stuck on their hardware. Bottom line is, guys, Game Pass allows you to save some coins. All right, at the end of the day, these games are dropping at $70 a pop. All right, unless it's Nintendo, and sometimes it might be $80. But you know what I mean? It's expensive. So if you're a part of the service, you're saving some money. It's a great service, and I definitely don't think it deserves all the hate that it's getting. And now with this month being such an amazing month in Game Pass, hopefully more people will understand. Even if you don't want to subscribe to Game Pass, I don't have a problem with it. I'm cool with it. But stop hating on it. All right? Put some respect on Game Pass's name and call it a day. All right, guys, let me know what you think of Game Pass, and also let me know what are some of your favorite games that you discovered on the service. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time. Peace.